Okay.
Uh,
Well, I always start like this by asking, how many times have you seen a typing session of mine before?
I've seen one of them. I don't know how long ago. It might have been like a couple months ago. I've only seen one.
Okay. And how long have you known about typology?
A couple years now, maybe from when I first started looking at it, maybe like 2 years max.
Okay. Did you learn about it on the internet or in school?
The internet.
Okay, cool. Um, do you do grocery shopping for yourself?
No, not for myself. No.
Okay. Do you buy your own clothes? Do you go to the store to buy your own clothes?
Yeah, about my own clothes. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about the last time you went clothes shopping? Where you went, what you bought, anything unremarkable but notable that happened? Like you watched some lady drop a drink and it fell all over the ground or something like that.
Um, the last time I went clothes shopping, I went to buy some new shoes, and yeah, I was looking to buy some more stuff, but I went to buy some new shoes. There's a mall right near where I live. I went into that. I looked in a couple stores, and I saw these shoes I liked, but they were a bit costly. And I was buying shoes for work, so there's no point me buying like £100 shoes for work. So I really wanted the shoes, and I kept on like going back and forth whether I was gonna buy them. I saw someone in one of the stores that I used to go to primary school with, but like I don't really talk to them. So and then I went into another shop and I bought some cheaper shoes that I actually liked more. So that's
Okay,
what I thought
cool.
about it.
Um, what kind were they? They were dress up shoes. You said they were for work. Were they like loafers or
Oh no,
sneakers?
it was like in work you can either wear like dress up shoes or black trainers, just fully black trainers, and I just decided to go with trainers. Or what's the word? You know what I mean by when I
Sneakers.
say trainers? Yeah, sneakers, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Um, there's a lot of words for that. Lots of words for those kind of shoes nowadays because a lot of those like basketball shoes, like Air Jordans and stuff, are super expensive.
Mm.
Do you like to buy fancy shoes? Like if you're gonna buy fancy clothes, are you likely to buy fancy shoes, fancy pants, fancy shirt, or is there you're equally inclined towards fanciness and all?
I'm more inclined. I'll never wear like fancy shoes. I can't deal with that. Like it's enough I'm wearing like a shirt, a blazer and stuff. I can't wear fancy shoes on top of it. I have to wear some trainers. So
Okay,
probably more like the whole outfit except from the shoes.
okay. Um, can you describe for me the your social life outside of the house in the real world? Do you go out with friends often? Do you go to the quote unquote pub?
Um, I don't go out. No, I don't go out that often. It's usually like every couple of months or so. I have like six friends that I'm close with, and everybody else is kind of acquaintances. So we'll go out every couple of months, and then we won't see each other for a couple of months. But I text them like constantly. Well, not constantly, but regularly to check up.
When you go out, do you go out to like say a sporting event? Do you just go to the pub or what do you do?
We usually go to each other's houses, or we'll like go out to eat. We went Top Golf like a couple like months ago. Do you know what Top Golf is?
Uh-uh.
It's like it's this massive area where you get your own little section and you can just golf, but you have to get it in different like what they call different holes have different points. So you try to get the most points and try to beat each other.
Okay. Cool. Did you go to college?
Did I go to where?
Did you go to college?
Um, no, I think your college is university. So
Yeah.
no, yeah, I didn't go university. No,
Okay. Um, when did you determine that you didn't want to do that? Early on or in high school or what?
I think my last year of high school, I was like, um, Yeah, my last year of high school. It's just studying and all that stuff just isn't for me. Like that's all I could put it down to really. It's just not for
Right.
me.
Okay. So, how do you feel you're dealing with the regularity of like work life?
Work life is fine. I'm dealing with it quite well. I work in a casino, so it's a lot different to how other people's work life is. But I really enjoy it. It's fine to me.
So, are you like a dealer?
Yeah, poker dealer. Yeah.
Oh, great! Wow, that's how interesting, how fun. I occasionally go to the casino. It's an interesting job to see how the different dealers deal with the customers. Do you make an effort to get tips by being friendly and stuff?
That's how I'm feeling. Sometimes I might joke and say like, "Oh yeah, there's tip box over there," but if I'm not feeling in that mood, I won't do it. But it depends on the table really. If the table's like high energy and they're all not serious, I'll be not serious with them. But if they're serious, then I have to be serious.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. And do you think you have to actively get yourself to read the mood of the table, or are you just aware of that at all times?
I'm kind of aware of it at all times. Like,
Okay.
yeah, from the moment I sit down, I know exactly how the table's going to be.
In the US, dealers have to stand up all the time.
What, even in poker?
No, not in poker.
Yeah, the
Not,
dealers in the other like roulette and stuff, they stand up all the time. Like
okay,
they
yeah.
don't sit down at
Poker
all.
is the exception. I forgot about poker.
Yeah.
Where I go, they don't have a poker room. Um,
Uh,
I just end up playing like blackjack or something. But I don't go very often. Um, okay, so can you talk to me about your sleep habits? How many hours of sleep you think you need to get a night? How many you do get a night?
my sleep habit is terrible. Um, I have insomnia, so some nights I just won't sleep at all, and or I'll get like an hour or two. I literally will lay awake at night, just staring at the ceiling, waiting to fall asleep, and then hours will go by and I don't fall asleep. But then other nights it's like I sleep 12 hours. Today I was so tired I slept like 13 hours.
I see. When you're trying to go to sleep, do you like to have something playing in the background, either music or talking, or white noise or whatever, or do you like it
Yeah,
quiet?
yeah. I'll try everything. I'll try quiet first, and then I'll go to white noise. But I like white noise. It's nice.
But what about if something's playing in the background that has talking? Will you be unable to avoid paying attention to the talking?
No, no, I can do talking. I haven't tried talking yet, but I have like videos playing in the background whenever I'm doing something all the time, and I just tune it out. So I feel like I could do that. Yeah.
See. Okay. Um, let's talk a little bit about uh creative endeavors. Do you have any creative outlets? Writing, music, drawing, painting, anything like that?
No, I don't. I used to like to write, but I don't do it anymore.
Okay. Um,
To be honest, I used to write and draw. Yeah. I don't know why I stopped, but I just did.
okay. What about media you consume when you're not consuming media that teaches you anything? You just want to be entertained. What kind of media do you consume?
Or like TV and stuff.
Yeah, TV, music, movies, books, whatever.
I listen to any type of music. I don't really have a preference for music. Neither do I have TV shows either. Like if it's interesting, I'll just watch it or listen to it. I don't
Okay.
books. I don't really read much fiction books. I usually read
Okay.
like not sciencey books, but like books that actually have an effect, like psychological books. And I read I think it's an autobiography a while ago of like a North Korea escapee or something like that. I read books
Mm.
like that, like real story
Um,
related.
Okay. Do you watch any anime?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell me some of your favorite animes?
My favorite, probably be Vinland Saga.
Oh, okay. That's pretty dark, pretty serious.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
A strangely Christian, a strangely Christian anime. You know, and you don't get a lot of those in Japan. Go ahead, please. I'm interested
yeah,
in hearing what you like.
so that's definitely first. Death Note has to be. Oh, I'm doing it like a ranking. Yeah, I've
You don't
briefly.
have to rank them in order. Just name
Yeah,
someone who you like. You know.
I was thinking, I don't know why, but I'm doing it like a ranking. But yeah, I've watched Death Note. I'm watching Demon Slayer right now. I just finished Hunter x Hunter, but like, I don't know, it was okay. I have this weird thing where I'll watch a TV show and then I'll just stop like when there's like 10 episodes left. I don't know why I do it.
Huh. Death Note makes good sense because the first 2/3 of it were really good, and the last third of it kind of sucked.
Yeah, people say that all the time. I don't actually like. I feel like the last third was okay. It wasn't as good as the first, like when L was there, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it just seemed so arbitrary, like them killing off that character and replacing him with another character.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, cool. So let me ask you some extroverted intuition questions now. Uh, I would like you to tell me a story about a duck and a bear who get in an argument over a cucumber.
A duck and a. Okay. How am I supposed to like? Do I just make up the story however I feel like it?
Yeah, however you feel like.
Okay, fine. So it will probably start with the duck and the bear walking together in a field, and they come across a cucumber, and the bear says that it's a snake, and the duck disagrees, says the cucumber, and then the bear starts arguing with the duck about about all the reasons he's right, and now he's thinking like, oh, the duck's stupid and he doesn't know anything because he's a bear. But the duck isn't bothered because he knows it's a cucumber. And then the bear gets bit by a snake and he sees the comparison of the snake and the cucumber. And then he admits it's a cucumber.
Mm. I didn't think you were going to go there. I thought you were going to say you got bit by a snake, and he's like, "See," and then the duck will be like, "That wasn't the cucumber, that was a big snake."
Oh,
Anyway,
I don't like.
okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna ask you some values questions now that are intended to be understood as: what do you think it's? What kind of criticism are you going to get more defensive about? So, like for example, if someone calls you unoriginal, or if someone calls you uh, lacking a point, you know, like when you just said some stuff, and you're like, someone's like, "You have no point at all. I don't know what you're trying to get at here." Or someone says, "That's not original. That's so boring. I've heard that a million times before."
Maybe lacking a point because I feel like originality can be interpreted in different ways. Does that make sense? Like you can take
Sure.
something original and make it no unoriginal and make it like original in your own way. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when you
So,
say you're lacking a point, you kind of just like tear down everything that they've been trying to build, lacking a point.
Okay. What about if someone says, um, you were rude to those people, or if someone says, you didn't mean to, but you hurt that lady's feelings when you said that.
Oh, that's tough. Probably. Oh, I don't know. That's really tough. I don't know. I feel like that would like equally get me upset.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What about either
Yeah.
of those two versus lacking a point? Maybe lacking a point. Yeah, I just have to go over it. Like what? Yeah, probably lacking a Okay.
point.
Okay. How about being illogical or being inefficient?
Inefficient. Inefficient? No, no, no. Maybe illogical. I feel like
Okay.
efficiency isn't that. Yeah, efficiency isn't everything.
How about unreliable or unimpactful?
Unreliable, definitely.
Okay. Um, do you believe yourself to be reliable?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's can you break down for me the task of going leaving your house and going to work into exactly 5 steps for me?
Okay. Leave my house, going to work. So I get dressed, then I get in the car. I drive to work. I go and park the car in the little car park, and then I get to work on time or early, hopefully.
Okay, cool. Can
Yeah.
you do can you do the same thing in whatever you deem to be the optimal number of steps for the task of taking out the trash?
I yeah, I get the trash. I go and open the door, make sure it's closed. I make sure I don't leave the door wide open. I go and put it in the bin, and if I need to, go put the bin at the front, and then I go back inside.
Okay, how many steps was that?
Probably 3. Yeah, get it, go put it outside, come back in.
That's 4.
Is it?
Get it, get it. Or I guess go outside is 1. And go outside is 1. Get it, go outside, come back in.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
All right. Um, let me ask you some TI questions. If only pigs oink and I oink, am I necessarily a pig?
No,
No. Okay. If all pigs oink and I oink, am I necessarily a pig?
mm, maybe, yeah. If all pigs are like, is all pigs like a fact? Is that like, it's a fact
Yeah.
all pigs like? Then yeah, probably.
Okay. Um, if some witches fly on brooms and all things that fly on brooms like baseball, is it necessarily the case that some witches like baseball?
Hmm. I don't think so. Find that baseball. No, I don't imagine a witch like in baseball. In no,
Okay. Um, I'm going to ask you a genealogy question. Can you tell me who my mom's husband is in relationship to me?
Great stepdad in a way. Yeah, great stepdad.
It's your granddad.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, fine.
Why was that so
Interesting. Okay. So, all right. Uh, okay. Um, you're an interesting nut to crack here. Uh, when you feel really satisfied, when you feel what I would call triumph, baby. Have you ever seen the meme Triumph Baby?
No.
Or Success Baby? I don't know. There's a picture of a baby sitting on the beach or seeing some
Oh,
sand
yeah.
going like this, like yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you feel like that yourself, what is it that you've done or accomplished?
Probably maybe a goal that I've been wanting to accomplish for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a kind of ongoing list of goals that you're working on currently?
Yeah.
Can you articulate what some of those goals might be and what the time frame you have in mind for achieving those goals is?
Yeah. I had a goal of getting a car, and it was meant to be last year, but that got pushed back to like this year. I have a goal of of buying like clothes and stuff, like a lot of clothes, and that's meant to be the end of this year. I have like an actual list if you want me to bring that up.
Do you have a list of which clothes you want to get?
No, not the clothes, but like all the goals.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love to hear your list of goals if you have one.
Okay. Yeah, change my room. That's gonna be the end of this year. Get some like equipment for like Thai boxing. Um, get clothes like every occasion. So if I need to go to a funeral or I don't know, I have clothes for that. I don't have to spend ages thinking about the clothes I'm gonna wear. I have to buy the clothes. Change my hairstyle. That should be mid-year, hopefully.
I like your hair. I think it's great. I mean, are you sure you want to change that hairstyle? I think it looks really good, frankly.
I mean, I'm not completely sure. I'm trying something different. So if I like it, and I'll just keep it like this.
I think it looks like an Apple commercial. You know, like you could be in one. I don't know if you guys have those in England, the Apple music commercials where they show somebody kind of like dancing down the street, but they show a silhouette of them. They don't necessarily show their actual face, and but they always have cool hair like that. You know.
Okay. I think I've seen like the Beats commercials. I think
Uh,
I've seen the
I
Beats commercials, but
The Beats commercials are not what I'm talking about, but they made you something similar. Maybe you don't have the Apple commercials that I'm talking about.
yeah, probably not.
Anyway, okay, so tell me more about this Thai boxing thing.
So it's like boxing, but it's the science of 8 limbs. You can use your elbows, knees, kicks, and strike, obviously. And I want to get all the gear you need to like be proper, not proper, but like all the necessary gear. So you have like what's it called? Shin guards, new gloves, the shoes, ankle guards, and things like
So do
that.
you want to do that professionally? Is it just something you're doing for as a way of working out or what?
I want to do it like amateur, and if it goes professional, then it does. But I at least want to get to an amateur level.
Um, do you think you will?
If I work hard enough, I think I can. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think your strengths and deficits as a fighter are?
Um, I'm quite fast and I'm quite agile, and I've got like quite good strength for my size. I'm obviously not the biggest, but my weakness is I don't know. There's like it's so hard to put it to one thing.
Have you ever been knocked out?
No,
Is there any grappling or wrestling in Thai boxing?
no, it's not. It's just pure striking. That's why I like it. Not because
Okay.
like the hitting, but I don't like to go on the ground and stuff.
Okay. Have you tried that and you determined that it's not for you?
Yeah, it's not for me. Especially
Okay.
like, yeah, it's not for me.
All right. Um, so the 8 limbs refer to left elbow, left knee, left arm, left leg, right leg. Is that what the
Yeah,
8 limbs are? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
A year, yeah, a year. I've been doing it like a couple years. I started going to the gym, like a real Thai boxing gym a year ago, but I've been doing it over 2 years, maybe even 3 if I stretch it.
Okay. Um, all right. So, okay. Uh,
Okay, good.
let me think about where I want to go here. I think I've got you narrowed down to a few possible types, but I have to figure out. I'm definitely not reached any kind of firm conclusion yet. So, can you tell me about the last time you went on vacation?
I went. Was it Greece? I went to Greece for a wedding. Um, yeah, Greece was a lovely country, man. I stayed in there for about a week and a bit, and it was this all-inclusive hotel. It was actually looking back, it was really nice. All my family was there, and like, yeah, I went for a wedding. That's really.
I
I went
see.
in the city where there's like all the cats and stuff, and they're all like
What is this
staring at
place
you.
called? The Glyphs?
The what?
What is this place called? You said the Glyphs?
No, no, with all the cats.
No, where is this place that you went? What's it
Oh,
called?
Greece.
Oh, Greece.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Greece.
I didn't hear that correctly. You went to Greece. There's a
Yeah,
city with a bunch of cats in Greece.
yeah. There's a city in Greece where like there's a bunch of stray cats. I think it has the highest population of stray cats. And I went to eat there, and all the cats are like rubbing on your leg while you're eating and stuff.
Really? Did you give them food?
I don't remember. I hope I did, but probably not. I wasn't really into cats at that time.
I see. That's an interesting claim to fame. You have the most stray cats of any place in the world.
But people go there for that reason, so it works.
Oh, okay. Um, so can you recall for me a favorite moment from that trip to Greece? A single moment that stands out to you as the best?
When I was when I was on the balcony and I was looking over at the view, and it was right over isn't it, an ocean, and all the lights there, and there's no like massive buildings or like it was really nice. It was like one of them like what's it called, like movie shots of the scene.
Oh,
I stayed out there for like 20 minutes and I just looked at the view.
I see.
Yeah, that
That's
was my
cool.
favorite part of it.
That sounds nice. Do you take a lot of pictures and or make posts on social media of any kind?
No, I have no pictures, and I have one social media, so
Okay. Is it the gram?
no, no, I just have TikTok, but I delete it all the time. Like I keep on going back and forth. It's like an addiction.
All right, cool. What makes you delete it? Like somebody puts a negative comment or something?
No, it's like I'll scroll for like an hour, and I realize like I've just wasted an hour doing nothing. I could have done something else, and I'll delete it, like trying to be productive, and then I'll make up some reason to get it back again, and I'll just do the same thing again.
I see. Why do you feel like it's a waste of time?
Because it doesn't give me anything. Like it rarely ever helps you. Yeah, it rarely ever helps you. I could have been doing something else. I just could have been doing something. I could have been cooking or I don't know, cleaning up my room or something.
I see. How do you feel emotionally right now?
I feel fine. Yeah, everything feels fine.
Okay. And how do you feel physically right now? Any aches and pains?
I have a bruised finger bone. That's about it.
Okay. Um, so maybe I'm gonna uh hmm, I think I'm gonna ask Rachel to ask you about what you look for in various relationships, friends, significant other, etc. And also perhaps what you think about things like astrology and tarot and stuff. And I'm gonna go put some pants on.
Hi there.
Okay. Hi.
So, what are some qualities that you find to be good qualities in, say, like a coworker?
They're helpful. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like if you have a coworker who's willing to change shifts with you just because they can, that's a good coworker. And they
Yeah.
don't, yeah, they're helpful. That's the main thing.
Okay. What's something that you look for in friendship?
Loyalty, yeah. Like I have a tendency to kind of disappear in a way. So like I won't speak to like yeah, I'll just disappear. And if I can come back and speak to you normally, like everything's okay, then that's like a sign of a good friend to me.
Okay, so someone when you decide to retreat, someone that you could come back to and things kind of start off where they left off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Um, How about in a romantic partner? What do you think is important to have in a romantic partner?
Mm, I don't know. Just maybe just chemistry. That's all I can think of, just pure chemistry. But you would do that when you're choosing them. So you have a lot of compromisation for each other and understanding of who each other are. So you can just help each other. It's like you're, I don't know, when I think of relationships, I think of marriage, and marriage is like one unit. So that's essentially what it is to me.
So someone who could complement you and work with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you believe in what's your take on like astrology and like the occult, like tarot cards, spells?
I don't believe in none of that stuff. Astrology to me just seems so far-fetched.
Okay, cool. Do you think yourself more of a team player or more of someone who's true to your own path?
As in me, like me being more of a team player or someone else.
Yeah.
Probably true to your path, but as long as it isn't like you're bringing others down too much.
Okay.
Like you have
Um,
to, yeah.
Okay. What's the hardest part of your job?
You have to, if someone on your table makes you feel, I don't know, it's kind of just, hardest part of my job. But the people, if there's bad people and they like, obviously in casinos, you get people that are annoying and stuff, and they might be aggressive to you or whatever. You just kind of have to deal with it and just push through it. Like, you can't let it affect you because then it affects your work. And it's not letting it affect your work. That's the hardest part. Yeah, not
You
letting
have to
others
do
affect your work. Yeah.
you have to do a lot of math.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you find that part to be straightforward enough? And if so, is it because you can say look at put the chips next to each other and see that they're the same amount, or is it because you just kind of naturally do the math pretty easily?
Probably naturally. It's like, yeah, if I'm really focused and I'm not getting distracted, then it's just natural and I can just do it.
Okay. Check this out. It's snow.
It's snowing. Where are you?
I'm in California. It's April and we've gotten so much snow.
What
Crazy.
California is pretty hot?
Yeah, I'm in Mariposa, California, and kind of near Yosemite, but we certainly don't expect to get snow this way. It's certainly not this much snow this way. This is the most snow we've gotten all winter, I'd say. And we got over a foot probably, so that's kind of crazy. Anyway, so but you're dealing poker specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they train you on one specific game and then you do that one, or have you been trained on the other ones like roulette or blackjack or whatever else?
No, it's just poker. Like, they'll train you on different games within poker, but generally just poker.
Okay, and then there are other dealers who just do the other kind of games.
Yeah.
If you do blackjack, for example, will you also do um like Pai Gow poker or something? Is that another table game?
Yeah, I think so. They do. It's like you can't have one without the other. So they do 3 card poker, blackjack, and roulette. You can't just know how to do blackjack. So you have
I
to do
see.
both. Yeah.
Um, okay, that's interesting. They keep poker dealers and the other dealers separate from each other.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So have you ever seen anybody get a royal flush?
Yeah, I've seen it twice. I did one myself, and then there was another one that they did on the final table. Final table is like the last 9 people in a tournament. The first one, when I did myself, no one was bothered. Like, usually when you get a royal flush, everyone's like all happy about it and they find it interesting. They were just like, oh, okay, it's royal flush. But on the second one, they started taking pictures and they stopped the game for a while. It was weird. Like, people react differently to different to royal flushes.
Well, in the U.S., if anybody at a table gets a royal flush, there's usually a jackpot.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not how it works in England, huh?
The our jackpot is completely different.
Hmm. Um. Okay. Well, so I'm a little confused about what to do with your introverted thinking here, because all the questions I asked, which were introverted thinking questions, you got wrong. You got all of them wrong. But
Okay.
it would seem to require a fair amount of introverted thinking to do all the math you do in your job. So I'm having a little bit of trouble reconciling those two facts that don't seem to go together very well.
Do you want me to explain more about the math in the job?
Yeah, please. That'd be great.
Okay. So you only really have to do math in a cash game. There's tournament games and cash games. In tournament, you just need to learn how to count the chips, which is just basic math, like adding and just adding 5,000 to like 200 to 5,000, and then another 4,000 is basic math. But in a cash game, you have to learn to keep track of every bet. So if 5 people bet £7, you need to know it's £35. And then if someone bets 25 and another person raises to 100, you need to know that 100 person is called for the 25. So you count that 25, the both 25s into 50 and add it to the 35, which is 85. But then because he's raised, you
There's
also need to
15
count
more
the
to go.
fact that it's
It's
so
15 more to go, right? It's like, okay, I got you. I understand what you're saying. I have played poker, so I'm familiar with it. Okay, cool. So I get what you're saying as far as the math goes. Okay, cool. So do you then prefer to deal tournament games because it's easier?
No, I prefer cash, but not because of like how different it is. Because there's lower bets, there's less all-ins, and there's just better people. Better people probably reason why most, yeah.
So what is it about all-ins you don't like?
You have to if 2 people go all in, you have to if 2 people go all in is fine. But multiple all-ins, you have to create side pots. And
Oh
side pots
yeah,
yeah, then they're really not fun as a dealer.
I see. I can see why. Yeah, thanks for the challenge. Okay. So I'm torn here between 2 types, but would you say that your friends think you're more introverted than you are, or your friends think you're more extroverted than you are?
They think I'm more introverted. Probably more introverted. Like one of them used the word solitary to describe me. So I assume that's more introverted.
Okay. Well, let me go back inside here and talk with Rachel a little bit about this. Okay, Rachel, I know you haven't heard this whole session, but I'm gonna mute here for a second, and I want to talk to you about my thoughts and your thoughts.
Okay. Everything should be fine.
Okay, so I think you're an ESFP.
Okay.
And the other possibility that's floating around in my head would be ENFJ. But when I asked Rachel her thoughts, the first thing she said was, he seems to know what he wants, which is very consistent with FI tool. And however, in other ways, when I ask you FE questions, like, well, I mean, I asked you a value question of what's going to bother you more, hurting someone's feelings or being rude, and you responded to be basically equal, but that it would bother you more if you were accused of not having a single point. That would correlate with NI, and then also unreliable. You didn't like the idea of being unreliable. That would correlate with SI. So I'm not quite sure what to do with you, but I think ESFP is the conclusion that's most consistent with the results I've gotten here. Can I ask you what you thought you might be coming in, or if you have another type in mind?
I tried my best to like not think of any type and just be blank, to not have any bias. But I did, like, through the research I've done the past while, I think, I don't know, it's just like being stuck between the definitions, or not definitions, but like what really is FE and FI, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. And that is an area where I'm notoriously weak. If someone's FI, it's hard for me to pick that up on intuition or on my vibes. It's like I can't tell whether you're FE or FI by my gut at all. Unlike, say, I always feel like I've got a pretty good sense of whether you're NI or SI. You are NI front stack, SI back stack, but your SI is not bad. Fifth is very consistent with it. But in terms of your overall vibe, my initial thoughts, my initial intuition was like maybe INFJ, maybe ISFJ, but the more I talk to you, you seem very well. You're definitely not TE polar. You are 0% chance you're TE polar. You passed the TE test with flying colors. You even have a list of goals and a habit of following through on them. So that eliminates those two types completely from the equation. There's no chance that INFJ or ISFJ would do so well on the TE tests. And I think ENFJ is a remote possibility because you talked about how you can always read the mood of the table, how you've got a good sense of other people's emotions, essentially. I think that's not inconsistent with ESFP. It's also consistent with ENFJ. So even though, and the way you answered the TI questions, that you could interpret that as more consistent with TI4 than 7, because I don't know, you got them all wrong, but you seem to get the idea of what the questions were about anyway. And I don't know, could be 4, could be 7, but my typing for you is ESFP.
Okay.
Do you have any questions? Want me to address anything else, or we've got about 10 minutes left?
My only questions would be between FI and FE and how but you said you're not really good at that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I can tell you how I typically go about checking, right? So when I ask you how you're feeling emotionally right now, and you said regular or normal or whatever, something like that, that's a very FE kind of response to it, okay?
Okay.
On the other hand, knowing what you want going forward, having a clear set of goals that's predicated on you saying, I want this, I want that, I want that, that's very FI, not as opposed to FE. When I ask you if you're more of a team player or follow your own path, team player is FE, follow your own path is FI. You said follow your own path, but you're kind of wavery about it. The question about, like, if somebody criticizes you about something, the textbook answer for FE6 would be that it bothers you most if somebody says you're rude. Okay, but that's not how you answered, right? So this is why you're a little bit tricky, because your answers have been mixed on the FE-FI question. Like another FI question I sometimes ask is, if you had to, which would you rather drown, a puppy or a kitten?
Oh, like, are you actually asking?
If you had to drown one, which would you rather drown, a puppy or a kitten?
Probably a puppy,
Okay, why?
because I'm more fond of kittens and I think they're cuter.
Okay. So that's not a very FI answer. An FI answer, a more FI answer would be something like, I would just refuse to drown either of them no matter what. That's,
Okay.
I can't choose. That's horrible. I won't do that. That would be like an FI answer typically. So again, I'm getting kind of mixed responses from you. I don't have great FI questions that are determinate either way. If I get a lot of them that are consistent with one side and inconsistent with the other, I can feel more determinate about it, but I don't have a single question that I say, if you answer this way, you're definitely math, right? I don't have that I do have that for FE polar, maybe sort of, but not for FI polar. And we're looking for you at FE FI being somewhere not 7. So, and I think 2 and 6 makes good sense, or potentially 1 for FE and 5 for FI if you're an ENFJ. I would say I'm about 90% ESFP, about 10% ENFJ, just because the TI tests seem pretty. I mean, you got them all wrong, including the genealogy question, which asks, "Who is your mother's husband?" That's just
Yeah.
that's just 2 steps. So that's more consistent with TI polar than anything else, I think.
I think I thought of that differently because I don't know, I wouldn't associate my mother's husband with my dad.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's why he said your step. He said, I think your step great grandfather.
Yeah, like great stepdad or something like that. Or
Yeah.
grand stepdad or whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, as far as other FEFI stuff, FE people are very concerned about, and if it's 1 or 2, very generally pretty good at managing other people's perceptions of them. So they understand on an ongoing basis how their own behavior, words, etc., are impacting other people, and depending on where it is in the stack, it may be essentially to the exclusion of considering their own interests. Whereas
Okay.
the high people are very aware of their own interests, what's authentically important to them, and accordingly less aware of how stuff impacts other people.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, what do you identify with more?
So how other people perceive you, is that what you said? How other people that really like, I think I'm really concerned with how other people perceive me.
You are very concerned about that?
Yeah. That's why I have all the goals and stuff, because it looks like I have, well, not looks like, but I'm perceived as having my life together. I know what I'm doing. That makes sense.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's more consistent with ENFJ than with ESFP. So, I mean, I'm a little bit divided here. I definitely don't feel 100% certain on it either way. But I would say you're definitely one of those 2 types, ENFJ or ESFP.
Is there any quick question you could ask me to help you better?
The thing is, the challenge is this. Both types have SE as an absolute value, which is like following through on stuff, achieving goals as a value. You might find that both types might be into Thai kickboxing, for example. They both have NI as an instrumental value. You seem to value it more than I would anticipate 4th slot expressly valuing it. But it's hard to say. So in other words, they both have the same kind of valuing of NI. They both have the same kind of valuing of SE. And so then the difference is the FETI. If you're an FE-DOM and you're really always aware of what other people are feeling and how to basically make them happy, then you're probably an ENFJ. The problem is the 4th slot TI, 7th slot TI, that's going to be a little tricky to distinguish between, because the 4th slot TI could be unusually bad. The 4th slot look more like polar. And so we're left with FE, FI 1/5 or FI FE 2/6. In both instances, they're going to show as strong in both qualities. So that makes it tricky to distinguish between the two. Even though they're not the same quadra, it's tricky in this instance anyway for me to distinguish between the two, because you seem a lot more FE aware, graceful, and seem to expressly prioritize it, at least here at the end in this when we're talking about like this, then I would expect to see from the ESFP. So maybe ENFJ is, hey, trouble, hey, you be nice. My bad cat is trying to be mean to my good cat.
Is it his name's Trouble?
Yeah, well, yeah, his name is Trouble, and he is trouble. It's nothing but trouble, this cat. That's why I say the bad cat, Anyway, he likes to bully our nice, sweet kitty here. Just leave her alone, mister. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, now I'm leaning more ENFJ. Rachel?
I was thinking maybe doing the troll.
Oh, yeah, you want to try a troll question? You got a few minutes?
Yeah, sure.
If you never heard it before, let's see how you deal with it. This is a story question that basically is like imagine it being like Dungeons and Dragons, okay? So you're a character in the story. You're the mayor of a Middle Ages town, okay? And on one side of the river, there's the town. The other side of the river, there's the farms and the food and stuff like that, okay? There's a bridge that you've been using to get your food from this side of the river to that side of the river, but it washes out in a big storm, and you won't be able to rebuild it until spring. So you start taking the food across the river in boats. Unfortunately, a river troll comes and takes up residence in your river, and this troll has a magical power. Every time a boat crosses the river with food in it, he can run up to the boat, steal 10% of the food, called the troll tax, and run away before you can even know it happened. It doesn't matter if it's a loaf of bread or a whole dead cow, he can get 10% of it, steal it away, and get away before you can even see him doing it. So there's no way to stop him from doing this, and unfortunately, you only have enough food to last the winter for everybody if he doesn't take 10% of it. If he takes 10% of it, 10% of people are going to starve, okay? So everyone's like, do something about this, mayor. Save us. What's going on here? Do something. Now, what are you going to do?
Hopefully try and catch the troll while he's doing it, and then just try and catch him.
Too fast. It's his magic power. He basically moves at the speed of light, grabs 10%, no matter how much you have it covered up or whatever. He'll get 10% of it and run away. He says this is troll tax because he says he's protecting your town from river sharks.
Okay, maybe try and Oh, actually, I was thinking that's a bit tough, because I was gonna say try and like increase the food coming in, so like increase food production. But then there's farmers, and if they can't do that, then
yeah, it's just the start of winter now. They won't be able to plant more until spring.
Yeah,
you have to get by on what you got.
We might just have to like try and get as much food as we can, and then ration it so we can feed everyone.
Okay.
How would I? Yeah, I don't think I can do it with the troll.
What's that?
I said I don't feel I can do anything to deal with the troll, and I can't. Yeah, I feel like my only option really, or like the best quick option.
All right. Well, some of the townspeople are saying you should kill the troll.
But I can't catch him.
Well, you can't catch him while he's stealing food, but you might be able to catch him when you're not transporting food, or you might be able to kill him in some way. Do you have any
Okay.
thoughts on that?
If I can go to the troll, I'll try to do it without killing him. But then, if he's saying he's taking this over some tax he made up, I don't know. He's kind of like not helping himself to get me reason. I have to
Okay.
feed the people, so I have to like worry about the many over the few. If that makes sense.
Okay. Sure. Rachel, you weren't really listening, were you? That doesn't feel like I'm able to help on this.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I don't find that answer really to be very informative at all. So,
Sorry about that.
one might imagine that an ESFP's answer would most likely be kill the troll.
That's what I was looking for too.
And one might imagine that an ENFJ's answer might most likely be try to negotiate with the troll. But you provided neither of those answers.
I mean, I'd have to I'd probably negotiate. Yeah, I'd probably negotiate first and then kill him. That would definitely be the order.
All right. Okay, well, the best answer to the question, for the record, is move the people, not the food. So instead of moving the food across in a boat, you move the townspeople over to where the food is.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, so very few people come up with that answer, by the way. But in fact, I didn't even come up with that answer. When I made up the question, I didn't know it had an answer, and then somebody told me that answer.
But that makes so much, because he can't do anything to the people. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just settle with increasingly about 50-50 and leaning more ENFJ. In terms of my intuition leans more ENFJ, but I'm not sure what to do with the TI test exactly. So I'm just gonna have to, I guess, leave it at that. That I'm not sure, and there may be other people in the TWFP community who've got some ideas about how to distinguish this. I would love to see if you feel like publishing. I'd like to see what like I know a couple of actual ENFJs say about the subject, but if you don't, that's fine. I'll share it with you privately. It doesn't really matter to me.
I don't know. It'll definitely be helpful, but I don't know. Yeah, I might have to lean towards private.
Okay, no problem. I'll stop recording. I'll share it with you by Google Drive. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry I couldn't nail